just said go. I mean, we're live. Yeah,
So hold on.
stream.
It's saying here we're live. I want to double check something. I want to see on Instagram now if we're live. Because according to this, we are live here. I want to double check.
Well, I'm impressed. Dave, I'm a little Swift and XRP. The future. Okay.
So it's not doing the live over there yet. So I'm going to go now here.
Oh, so you're okay. So I get what you're saying.
I
So
wanted to see if it was going to go live on the.
because I never see this one on our podcast. It's always this one.
Right. Well, no, because what's going to happen now? So this is going to allow us to go here. And let's see how long it takes to go live.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, everybody.
Happy
give us
Friday.
2 minutes.
2 minutes?
1 minute. I just want to see how this goes here.
You expect me to keep them entertained for 2 minutes?
I think you can give us a little shout out.
I was going to talk about hernias today. That's a little nod for our friend Jim.
That's a big nod for our friend Jim. All right, let's go back over here. All right.
Weather's finally cooling off a little bit here in Connecticut, which is nice.
Okay. All right.
We look like the X-Men here. Now that I'm looking at this now, look at us.
Better than the X-Men. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Team Powerhouse Crypto Intro to Crypto. I'm not starting all over. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Intro to Crypto with David Lamel and Michael Cristoforo. It's an X Factor kind of day. It's Friday. We've had a lot going on. Technical difficulties, just making sure things are working out right.
Normal everyday world.
Normal everyday world. You know what? And we have a good show today. As always, a great show. Things to learn about, things to see, and we're excited to have everybody already watching us. Thank you so much for being part of the show. Today's show is going to be very important for all of you because it is all about what is Swift and what is Swift becoming, and for people to begin learning about the introduction of the XRP ledger into the Swift banking system. But before we begin, a lot of you guys have been watching the show for weeks, hopefully learning and enjoying and getting a lot of fun, laughter, but most importantly, learning about what is crypto. Remember that this is not financial advice. This is two guys who are friends of yours on social media, a realtor and a mortgage broker who do that 7 days a week, and trying to educate you guys on some crypto and do your research and diligence and listen to what we say, and then follow up the research on what we do and what we say, because we love and care about you and want to see you succeed in this environment. And it's important for you to remember that knowledge is power, right? And that you're not going to get a chance to hear these kind of things on regular TV, so that the social media platforms you're listening to and YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and all these things where you can get information is different than it used to be years ago. YouTube is a great place to learn and watch about crypto. Type in XRP, type in a couple of names we talk about like Bobby Lab and Jay Claver and Mickle and Crypto Sensei and CypherX and the crew, the Stable Crew and Cheeky Crypto. So many great people to learn about, okay? But again, Michael Cristoforo, David Lamel. This is the Intro to Crypto. Thank you so much for joining us.
I'm impressed at how fast you just labeled all those guys off. I've been listening to them for 5 years, and I'm going to need like 5 minutes.
You know what? There's so much to learn about so many great people out there. The 24-Hour Crypto and King Solomon and the Barrel Bull. And I love all these people because it's like we learn about information, the information highway that's out there. The information highway today is on YouTube, right? As opposed to the information highway, which was on like Google or the internet or all kind of stuff was information highway.
You know what I can't wait for? I can't wait. I still believe that it's going to be probably in the not too distant future that we will probably get paid to watch YouTube videos.
It's already happening. People are out there getting paid to watch YouTube. How about when you go?
Where? Could I do that now? Could we get paid right now on YouTube?
I guess you could apply for it, but there are people who get paid to watch YouTube videos. Absolutely happens. And
well, how do you do it? What's the secret?
I don't know. I don't have time for it. We're doing this. I don't have time for that.
Well, I mean, maybe we'll cancel this if I can be getting paid for sitting around watching videos. That would be a good deal.
Oh my God, you guys are awesome. All right, so a little bit what's happening in the last 24 hours on the news as far as crypto goes. Bitcoin is trading about 119,000, down 2.4% from the previous day. The dip occurred after a brief period above 120. We were at 124,000 at Bitcoin today, dropping down to about 119. Factors influencing prices. Hotter than expected U.S. inflation data news triggered a sell-off across the crypto market, raising concerns that the Federal Reserve might keep interest rates higher for longer. That jack-off Powell, I can't stand him. I'm sorry. Is that out loud? He's a jack-off. He is such a banana head. It's going to happen. Rates are going to come down.
We just got canceled. We just got canceled. No, I'm telling you.
Listen, if you agree that Powell's a jack-off and you don't like him and you're upset about the interest rates, hit a smash. Let us know. Put I agree, Powell's a jack-off in the notes, okay? Because that's what I think, personally. And in the meantime, if you can give us a smash and a like that you like watching us on social media, whether you're watching on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or YouTube, let us know. Let us hear some results. Hello, Seth. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. Love this man. Great man. Great follower. And love hearing from you guys with questions. Awesome stuff. Again, keep it going today. We want to hear questions and things you have to talk about. We love giving you a shout out here on the show.
I heard something motivational this week that I really liked.
Tell me.
Is that people that are getting into crypto today are not upset, but they're saddened with those that got in 10 years before, and recognize that where we are today, people are going to say the same thing 10 years from now. They're going to say, we wished we did what we did today.
I'm going to tell you something. So I have some very good friends and clients. I'm going to just say Frank and Michelle, and wonderful, amazing people, dear friends. You know them very well, past clients. I'll just keep it like that. And so I found out, I was wishing Frank a happy birthday, and that Michelle and I were talking, and she actually watched our show and picked up XRP, which was pretty cool. She also bought a couple other things, right?
Good job, Michelle.
I'm so proud. So Frank was like, listen, I need to ask some questions about this because he's like, I'm a gambler. I'm like, no, you're not a gambler, you're an investor. And this is something that is important to learn about. I said, you've got to do your research, listen and learn, and then do your research and watch others who are involved in this whole thing. And he's super pumped about it. And I told him to watch our show, so hopefully they're going to watch. And also at the same time, other people we listen to, because it's when you hear one person talk about something, it's different than if you hear other people talking about it. I love when people hear about crypto from other people, and they don't kind of really jump into it, but then they see us talking about it because they know who we are as people. And we're recognized in the real estate and mortgage world as people that are very trustworthy, and that people can rely on us, and that we care about people. So when they watch us talk about something, it has more validity to them, and it gives them a sense of comfort, And I'll just go with my friend Seth over here, was also just talking, like, he mentioned to me that, he heard about it before from somebody else, but when he heard me talking about it, he knew it was time to get involved. And it made me feel so good inside to hear that, because it was powerful stuff, Going back over here into what we're hearing about the inflation and stuff, expiration of options, 6 billion worth of crypto options expired today, representing about 9% of the total open interest. Do you know what that is? This included 39,000 Bitcoin option with a max pain of 118,000 and 280,000 Ethereum options with a max pain of 4. What does that mean? Because
they're shorting the market. They're basically betting that these cryptos are going to be short, and they had an expiration on those options as of today.
Okay.
It's usually the third Friday of the month, typically, but they also have some that are weeklies that are just expiring every Friday. So they're basically saying that there was a ton of people that were shorting these cryptos, which is basically, in that situation, there was a lot of shorts on there, but I'm just trying to understand, because I'm not a trader.
Right.
But are they saying that it went down because of that, or no? What are they saying?
It's just saying over here that so $6 billion worth of crypto options expired today, representing about 9% of total interest. This included 39,000 Bitcoin options with a max paying of 118,000 and 280,000 Ethereum options with a max paying of 4,000. Institutional interest, despite the short-term pullback, institutional demand for crypto remains strong. U.S. spot Bitcoin ETFs recorded 230.93 million in net inflows on Thursday, while Ethereum ETFs saw 639.61 million in inflows. BlackRock and Grayscale ETFs alone bought over 1 billion during recent price drops, according to
So Dave, just to let you know, they were talking about they had options that they call it max pain because they expected Ethereum to fall below 4,000.
Got it.
And it did not fall below 4,000. So those all expired worthless.
Got it.
Same thing with XRP. I'm sorry, with
Ethereum.
Bitcoin. Bitcoin, it says it had to go to 118. It was 124.
Yeah.
They all expired worthless. We don't do options, guys. We don't do options. That's the short-term stuff. You can make a lot of money. You can make it quick. But if you're on the wrong side, there's a perfect example. There's a lot of money that was burned today.
Long-term outlook, analysts suggest the current dip might be healthy pullback. We talk about that all the time. It might be a healthy pullback with potential for further price growth driven by factors like increasing mainstream adoption and strong institutional involvement. Some experts anticipate Bitcoin could surpass 250,000 by the end of the year. I really think, that Bitcoin is going to go very, very, very strong by the end of the year. I really believe that. And with that, XRP is going to make some major jumps. And like we say,
well, for the record, Dave's also said that XRP was going to exceed $4.
I was wrong.
Go ahead. I'm just saying. I think the 250s are very aggressive. I would love to see that.
Right.
But even if it doesn't get that high, as long as even if it moves over, typically what happens is we make the money in the Bitcoin in the market, and then after everything goes, the sell-off happens in Bitcoin, and then everything rolls down to the altcoins, which is the XRPs, the Ethereums,
the Algos,
the whole nine yards.
Right.
So
XTC, XLM.
Yeah.
So again, we're talking about this. I'm going to get right into the main part of the show, and thank you so much for your patience, everybody, because this is a great show. Is that, again, remember, there's a lot of great coins out there. XTC, XLM, Algo, ALGO, HBAR, Flare, FLR. These are great coins to look at and continue to invest in that are less expensive, let's say, than XRP, which is still so inexpensive at $3.30 roughly, or $3. I think today is down to $3.09 or $3.08. I mean, when it's changing 20 cents, the biggest thing you want to remember, whatever you're buying it at today, if you're buying and thinking long-term and smart long-term, and my long-term is 10 years, it could be 5, it could be 3 before things start to go parabolic. But I'm just going to say to you that you're going to see a massive parabolic explosion, in my opinion, in the crypto market come 2025, end of 25, 2026. It's going to be absolutely bananas. And if you get into it now, you're going to be much happier than getting into it later, but you continue to buy. And if you get to a point where something becomes too expensive, then you find other things you can invest into as like a
lot of people that we follow, they talk about that have been through cycles before. They were in 2017, and then the market fell out, and they were up millions and millions of dollars, and they lost it all, and they had to wait another 4 years for the cycle to come back to be able to do it again. So I think it's going to be I think it's going to be important that when you see life-changing money, you probably take some off the table. And I'm not saying sell all your bags of anything, but I think it's going to be important that you hold a bunch, but you definitely want to let's back it up for a second. If you bought XRP and XRP goes bonkers through the roof,
and you're through the roof to you, Mike.
Well, let's just say $10,000. Let's just say they invested. Let's say it goes to $250,000. Let's just say $250,000 from $10,000. In that situation,
was that out loud?
Should they take something off the table, or should they let it all ride?
Well,
because if there is a pullback,
right, at $250,000 a share.
No. 200. No, I mean, if $10,000 investment is now worth $250,000.
You see, like, it depends. So you're saying that it's going to go to a, what's that, $250 share? Is that per share? That the numbers work on that?
No, it'd be higher. If they're buying today at $3 a share, it's going to be 3 times that much.
Okay.
Because $3 to go to 250,000.
I don't know. I'm not. Listen, personally.
Let's just say that's $10.
Should we get a calculator before you embarrass ourselves? Because if you guys are out there doing some quick math out there while you're doing it, so hold on a second. Let's do this. Hypothetically, right now we're at $3. Go ahead.
$10,000.
10,000 shares or 10,000? I'm sorry, 10,000 coins or $10,000?
$10,000.
Okay, $10,000. Yeah.
Divided by 3.
How many? Divided by 3.
Yeah, that tells you how many units.
So
you bought 3,300.
Yeah, 33.
So if it actually went to $250,000.
Yeah.
250,000 divided by $3.33. $3. Yep, divided by 3,333. What does that equal? $75. So if it went to $75, you'd have $250,000. So the question is, should they take some off the table or let it all go?
See, I'm a little different. I'm thinking long term, and I'm thinking about, that money that I have in it, and I'm looking about the dividends on that, because so what's going to happen, in my opinion.
I agree.
You're going to have a chance to. What's going to happen is all the banks are going to start to have crypto, and you're going to be able to start earning interest on your XRP, and that interest on the XRP is going to be paying you maybe 8 to 10%, just a guess. And if you're making 8 to 10% on that 250,000, and you let it roll in, and you're going to be doing much better, whether they pay you in XRP or they pay you in cash, because that's not going to be enough money for me to change my life personally.
I agree with you, but let me. How is it psychologically if you're at
when I say change my life? Let me just make sure I understand it. Change my life where I'm going to have to stop working, right? Yeah, it's going to be unbelievable money. Don't get me wrong.
No, but I mean, we get comments from people all the time where they had crypto. XRP went from $3.50 to $2.75. The sky's falling.
Right.
Danny's one of them.
Right.
I mean, they're checking their phones every day. So my question is this: if you're in that situation and you have $250,000 that you put $10,000 in, do you want to take out 10 or 20 grand to at least know you've been whole?
Depends. What are you gonna do with that 10 or 20 grand?
You might pay down debt. You might take a vacation. But
I wouldn't do a vacation, but paying down debt would make sense because that's the less interest you're paying on. So if you're taking your money and you're investing it so that you're less debt in your name, great move. If you're going to take it and buy a car, bad move. If you're going to buy a house, good move, because you're taking your money and then letting it work for you.
But psychologically, I want them to expect that they think that they're sitting on $250,000.
Yes.
And the floor runs out on it, and that $250,000 now goes back down to 10 or 20 grand. How are they psychologically? These are the things that you sort of have to think about. I'm okay with it.
Right.
To be honest with you, I'm okay with it because I'm in for the long haul.
Right.
If I lose $250,000 or make $250,000.
Hold on. We got Nathaniel over here. Thank you so much for reaching out. Do you guys think XRP haters are going to be kicking themselves soon? 100% yes, Nathaniel. I think that XRP haters are actually doing it on purpose so the price drops so they can jump in and buy it cheaper. How about that for an answer?
Well,
what do you think about that?
I don't know. There's a lot of XRP haters that will never touch XRP.
I don't believe that, because anybody can be a hater of anything you want until they have a chance to make money on it. And then their hating changes their tune, right?
But there's some hardcore Bitcoin haters XRP haters that will never touch XRP.
What would be a reason to be a hater? And Nathaniel, that's a great question, by the way. I love that question.
We've had XRP haters for the last 5 years that I've been in this business. With the SEC lawsuit, they didn't even want the XRP to even win.
Right.
How could you, when you know that Ripple and XRP is fighting for the whole entire crypto economy.
Exactly right.
And you're turning around and you're actually hating them. That's craziness. It blows my mind.
Hey, Ryan, what's up? Ryan says, "What's up, Crypto Nation?" I love it, Ryan. Thank you so much for reaching out and being a part of the show. That's awesome. But listen, here's what I'm going to say to you. When it comes down to it, XRP, okay, is like in my bloodline right now. It's in my heart, it's in my soul, it's in my mind, it's in my spirit. It's everything about what it is because of what it stands for. It's utility. And you can be a hater of whatever you want. You can be a hater of the Yankees, you can be a hater of the Red Sox because you're a team player, but you love baseball, right?
Yep.
So if you love baseball, or if you love sports, or if you love crypto, right?
Yep.
And that's something you believe in, you're going to realize that what makes you financially wealthy and successful, you're going to jump into it. Because if you're not, then there's a common sense factor here, I think, belongs in the business.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Mike over here says taking profits is the hardest part. You always want more. You're absolutely right, Mike. I agree with you. And Ryan says the world's biggest bull run ever seen and is unfolding right before our eyes. I love it. Yes. And it's just the very beginning, my friend. Absolutely. I'm loving this guy, Ryan, over here. He's 100% right. It's just the beginning of the bull run. The bull run is right now not a month thing. It's the next 5 years of this bull run is going to be exponentially parabolic, mind-blowing, life-changing, generational changing.
Yep, totally.
If you are investing correctly and don't get emotionally influenced and go banana sideways and not be a part of what's happening. Because there's so much, like you said, haters out there. People are downplaying things. But the people who are smart, like you listen to CypherX, and he pulls out documents from the government with what's happening here.
That's why the XRP, that's why the XRP community is so smart, to be honest with you. The Bitcoin guys, not so much. It's sort of funny.
Well,
but
it's not that they're not smart. It's like there's guys who only are conservative in buying gold. Now listen, if you can afford to buy the gold and you've got the surplus to buy it all day long, why not? Right? Buy gold if you can afford to buy the gold. But if you're only buying smidgets or like micro pieces of it, you're going to make some money on it over the, but the let's just take 10x, right? You have to go from 100,000 to $1 million is 10x. XRP 10x is a much easier buy and make
100%,
than buying it, right? So
100%.
You have the same money.
Did you guys know that if you want to buy gold, you can actually buy it through crypto?
No kidding.
Oh yeah. I've been following it for 5 years. Pax Gold, PAXG. It literally follows exactly whatever gold does on a daily basis.
That's good to know.
So,
and Ryan over here, it only if you're here, that's right. If you're here, you're in the right place. Subscribe, like, and share, and let's learn together. I love this guy, Ryan. Thank you so much. Please,
Ryan, we'll send you a check.
Yeah, seriously.
Dave's going to send you an XRP.
Like and share, please. We would be so grateful for you watching our podcast, being a part of our community, and hopefully you're enjoying what you're listening to. Let's get into it over here. Nathaniel, thoughts on Jake Claver XRP price predictions?
Great conversation. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this even better than doing this. I love it.
Listen, I'm going to tell you what I think about Jake Claver. I think that he is such a smart man. He's been smart for so many years. And he tells you that there's a lot of different pieces of the puzzle that have to come into place.
Yep.
And as these different pieces of the puzzle come in place, and if I'm talking too quickly, I apologize. The different pieces of the puzzle that have to come in place in order for things to happen. And we get a little bit of happening, and then something kind of goes sideways. So it doesn't go exactly like this. It goes up a little bit and kind of levels off, right?
Yep.
My opinion of Jake Claver and his opinion of price, in my heart and soul, I believe that man.
I really to be perfectly honest with you,
yes,
we're both mastermind members of Jake's stuff. So we are.
Mastermind is definitely a place to learn and to really be experienced in knowledge.
Absolutely,
in this community.
Well worth every penny on his membership.
And also, by the way, Mikkel, another great guy who's part of the mastermind, super knowledgeable, crypto sensei. Also part of the community.
I did not know that.
I think Crypto Sensei is not.
I did not. Yeah, I believe you, but I did not know that.
I could be wrong. You're welcome, guys. I appreciate all the knowledge you're sharing with all of us. Yes, sir. Jake is very smart. I listened to him as well. Again, this is what it's all about. learning together, being together. We are together stronger, and we're learning together because we need. It's so important to learn and watch and research.
Yeah.
Coach JV, love this guy from a standpoint on religion and his point of business and how to create wealth. Smart people. I want to just get into this a little bit. I hope you guys are listening.
I thought we were done.
No,
I just want to talk to people. Why are you so structured all the time?
It's not going to be structured, but this
is so structured. This is part of the party. We're supposed to be sitting here talking to people and just having fun, talking about crypto.
Crypto Sensei Ryan agrees with me. Also, a great guy out of Hawaii. I love him.
Oh no, I love him. But is he part of the mastermind?
I think that he is. I'm pretty sure he's part of the mastermind. I'm pretty sure. Ryan, you think he's part of the mastermind? Tell me if you know. And if I'm wrong, it's okay. I don't mind being wrong, but I think that he is.
So I'm going to shut up and let Dave just read his bullet points now because I know he wants to get them done.
All right. So first of all, do people know what the SWIFT system is? Because I'm not sure if a lot of people know about SWIFT in the banking industry. SWIFT stands for Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication. I didn't know that. Created in 1973. It's basically the global messaging system banks use to send instructions about money transfers. Pepe, how you doing, buddy? The biggest wealth transfer, best time to be alive. Absolutely, Pepe. Right on, baby. Think of his email system for banks, but it doesn't actually move money. It just tells banks what to do. That's a SWIFT system, okay? If you're sending $1,000 from Bank of America into U.S. to a family member in Italy at UniCredit Bank, SWIFT sends a secure message that says, hey, move $1,000 from this account over to that account. That's what SWIFT does.
First of all, XRP is the chosen one.
Baby XRP, absolutely the chosen one.
Yeah, I do.
It's like the Messiah of crypto. Oh, was that out loud? Did I just come up with something new? The Messiah of crypto, XRP.
I'm just going to listen to you.
First time. Dave. I don't think anybody's ever said that before, but that's the first time you're hearing it. Do I get like a little like?
No, I thought it stunk. No, I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing with you.
I like
teasing with you.
The Messiah of the Messiah of crypto is XRP. Love it, love it. I just said it out loud again. This feels good. If you agree, give us a smash.
Hey, the Rosie Rios. With the chosen one, that's what the Rosie Rios was the icing on the cake for me when Rosie Rios went and came on board to the board at Ripple. That was hands down. It was
a
icing on the cake.
Yeah, Rosie Rios comes from the financial
head of the treasury, right? She was signing every dollar bill.
Joins the XRP nation because she knows and sees what's the future.
Yeah.
All right.
And what does she say? The train has left the station.
The train has left the station. Why is SWIFT so important? Used by 11,000 banks in over 200 countries, handles trillions of dollars daily. Without it, international payments would be slow, risky, and confusing. This is from 1973 to now, right? If a U.S. company buys cars from Germany, SWIFT ensures German manufacturer gets the payment message quickly and securely. Now, quickly, we're going to get to even more quickly with the XRP.
Can we stop for a second?
Yes,
I just
absolutely.
Want to just talk about something. I was at a party last night, and when we were at this party, I was talking to a gentleman who's in crypto, and his family's overseas, and we were just talking about moving money.
Yeah.
And he's actively in crypto. His son's actively in crypto. And I said to him, how much does it cost you to send money overseas? And he says, it's not too bad. He said like $10. I said, why are you doing a movement of up to $1,000 at the cost of $10? I said, when you could be doing it through XRP for less than a penny. With your phone, why are you even bothering using the banking system? And I thought he was going to tell me it was going to be more like a $40 or $50 move. But
yes, it definitely depends on what you're moving. It actually gets there. I want to jump into this XRP stuff. I'm getting excited over here. I'm loving the feedback over here. And again, guys, continue your feedback and questions and thoughts and feelings. And if I'm talking and this is boring to you, let me know. Keep talking, keep sharing. All right. So the problem with SWIFT today. Slow, can take 2 to 5 days for settlements, payments. Expensive, high fees because of the middleman banks involved. Lack of transparency. Sometimes you don't know where your money is or how many fees it hits along the way. I thought this was very interesting. Old tech. It was built in the 1970s, before the internet, before smartphones, and before the blockchain. Example, sending money to family member overseas might require 3 to 5 banks to touch that transaction, each charging a fee and each slowing it down. I thought that was mind-blowing information right there. How can XRP help fix the SWIFT system? Dum, dum, dum. XRP can settle payments in 3 to 5 seconds and not days. As we know, it costs pennies. Transactions versus $30 to $50 fees, as you just mentioned. Cross-border liquidity instead of banks holding huge amounts of money in foreign accounts, also called Nostro Vostro accounts. XRP acts as a bridge currency, freeing up billions of dollars, right? Ryan, the problem for SWIFT today, XRP. Love it. This guy is I love it. He's on a roll.
He's listening to the same stuff you're listening to.
But he's on fire because he's exactly right and he knows.
Yep.
And it's when you know something, how you feel right here and right here, when the heart and the mind are together on the same page, it's an amazing
So what
feeling.
about XLM, Ryan? What about XLM? How come? No. I think we should talk a little bit about
XLM's a great component.
We could keep reading your notes here, or we can really talk. Why not XLM?
The Lizard King. I see shows like this, and I know adoption is close. He is on point.
I like that.
Absolutely. Right. Thank you.
Maybe this is not our last show.
This is.
I forgot to say this is our last podcast.
Not the last podcast. Cross-border liquidity instead of banks holding huge amounts of money in foreign accounts, like we said, Nostro Vostro, XRP acts as a bridge currency, freeing up billions of dollars. Billions. It's probably quadrillions. Transparency. XRP ledger is public, meaning you can track payments in real time. And we saw that ourselves. What's the web? How do you go to see the money movement? You go to the, what's it called? Where you can actually type it in. You can watch your.
The XRP scan.
XRP scan, which is the coolest thing I've ever seen. XRP scan. All right. Sending $1,000 from US to Mexico. SWIFT today, $3, $40 fee, bad exchange rate. XRP integration, 3 seconds, less than a penny, best exchange rate.
You got a few of them, Dave. There, you got a few
small
comments.
Business in Africa.
Yeah, I keep trying to get them
instantly from Europe without waiting for
Bring
days.
the computer over to me. I want to talk to these guys.
All right, hold on.
I'm just teasing with
Ryan loves XLM. Yeah, he does. XRP's little brother, right?
It's true.
XLM for the people, and XRP will be business infestations. Absolutely. It's the people's coin versus the bank's coin, right?
Yeah.
And that's why it's so important to be a part of both. And that's why we keep talking about, we do shows on each one of these coins specifically because they're important to know about. And learning and getting involved in diversifying, but XRP should be your biggest bag, in my opinion. And if you guys agree, give me a shout out and tell me you agree.
I listen to some of these profit guys that go through XRP and XLM.
Yeah.
And they say they hear things, whatever. And, sometimes they're right on. I got to be honest with you. Sometimes they're like, yeah, I see it go into this. I see it go into that kind of thing. It's very interesting. I was listening to one guy. And he's like, I see XLM is going to hover right around $45, and then it's going to spike up to 69 or 70 cents, and then the floor is going to fall out on it. It's going to fall out on it for a while before it finally takes back off again. But it's interesting to see. And I'm saying this not because I believe it, not because I'm going to be selling mine.
You meant 45 cents. You said $45. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, 45
cents to 69 cents. Got yeah.
Yeah, and then he says it's probably going to drop back down to 20 cents or whatever. Maybe as the stock market it takes a hit. Maybe because of what's going to happen with the carry trade with Japan.
There you go, Jake.
That would cause it. Yep, that's Jake. That would cause it to tank heavily.
Yeah.
And that'd be a good time for people to come back in and buy. So so there's a lot of different things out there. You can keep yourself really amused and busy with what's going on.
Hold on a second. Oh my God. I love it. The Lizard King says, Ethereum is the Tanya Harding of crypto. Dude, you got me. I saw that. That's hilarious. Oh my God. That is fun. That is funny stuff right there.
Good stuff. Yeah, for all the young people, Tanya Harding was.
I know, right? He's our age. I know. I'm assuming that the Lizard King is in the ball. Well, he's younger than us, but that he knows who Tanya Harding is. All right. So XRP can't have a low price for what it's designed for. Absolutely, Dennis. You're on point. It needs to be a high net worth to make that work.
system work.
The system work. And we got Ryan again. I don't see the floor falling for this time. The game has changed completely. Wall Street institutions are in now. Absolutely. And this is the part that gets exciting about the whole spot ETF. The millions and trillions of dollars that come into XRP. When there's so many things happening at one time. You've got the spot ETF coming out. You've got the banks who are buying all this without nobody knowing about it, right? Nobody knows that the banks are buying millions and trillions and billions of this. Obviously, the numbers are millions of XRP because they need to have it. And you've got how many millions of banks out there in the world, right? And in order to be a part of this whole exchange thing, they're going to have the XRP. How much XRP is left? Only 45 billion.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not. It sounds like a lot, but it really isn't.
But they can only release $1 billion a month, and then they lock back 700 billion. No, I'm sorry. They can release $1 billion, and they lock back 700 million every month. Typically, 700 to 800 is basically what they've been doing.
Cyberhawk, thank you. Isn't like replacing Swift. Isn't. Hold on a second. I think it's a mistypo. Cyberhawk, do me a favor.
Yeah, we're replacing Swift with what's going on with the blockchain. Either that or Swift is going to either be acquired or adopt it.
I think the XRP is going to be basically sliding in slowly. And what's going to happen is they talk about 1% XRP into Swift goes to about $1,000 a share, 989 over there. Once it hits 1%, and I think it was, hold on a second, because of names. Oh my God, I drew a blank. They got the long hair, not the CEO, but the.
Oh, you're talking about David Schwartz?
David Schwartz, yes. David Schwartz said.
Chief Technology Officer.
So David Schwartz and also Brad Garlinghouse, they're talking about, they see 15% in the next 5 to 10 years, they say, of XRP, which puts, and again, this is on I think a very conservative number. That puts it at $15,000 a coin, right? That's a real number right there, based on how much it takes over. Cyberhawk reports have disclosed that Swift already uses Chainlink technology to connect more than 11,000 banks to public and private blockchains. I would believe that. Why not? I mean, Chainlink's involved, right? Obviously, we're talking about.
I can't even entertain that because I don't know the information. I've heard a little bit about that. There's more coming through, but I don't know that to be the case personally. I don't know how many units. Chainlink is basically working with an oracle that basically is allowing a lot of different blockchains to work interoperably with each other. But I don't know how they're moving the money instantaneously with all these banks around the world. I just don't know. So you got me a little bit on that. But
Beard Bears, I'm going to be a millionaire. I have 15,000 XRP, and I got it when it's 20.
Don't say that.
Yeah, don't
tell us.
I should be talking about. All right. It says, I'm just waiting now to all that he. Wait, I'm just waiting now to all that he a XRP. We did it. Listen. Amen and hallelujah. Keep riding that train and keep holding on. And Ryan says, I don't think it'll be slow. As soon as it starts, everyone will want instant settlements across the board. What it takes to switch it all, I don't know, but they will be working on this big time. Absolutely. Yep. So there's so much happening in the background that we don't know about, right? And we know that President Trump is huge. He talked about it yesterday. Yep. And I loved how I got that bit through X and different people are showing it. Avi Leb was talking about it. Mika was talking about it. I saw what Crypto Sensei was talking about it, about how when Trump came out, he basically said, Trump, the system we have is old and it's going to change and make it faster and better. And he almost said the word XRP in my mind, but he didn't say it. It's like you could see him wanted to say the word XRP, but he couldn't say XRP yet because he probably doesn't have a big enough bag of XRP himself or the family. Go ahead and build those bags up because it's going to happen. And Lizard King says Chainlink is like an ISO interpreter. What do you think?
I have some Chainlink, but I couldn't really give you the details on the Chainlink the same way. I do know that it's an oracle and it's very similar to Flare. in that respect. But Flare's different, and it's more of an investment thing. But than Chainlink. But I know.
I think we're gonna have to do one of our next shows on Chainlink.
That'd be great.
We're gonna do some research.
We'll learn as well.
Yeah, we're gonna do some research on Chainlink, Lizard King, and I appreciate you pointed out. That's great information over there. And Ryan, I got 40 trillion. I got 40 trillion Bitcoin for President Trump to pay off the U.S. debt for all Americans. Okay, I'm loving that. All right, I got your back, America. People need to start thinking what happens when there is no inflations. Link is ISO 2002. Sorry, link is ISO 2002. Chainlink. Yes, compliant.
Yes. There was just a real interesting video on.
I'm with Ryan. I'm loving what Ryan's posting over here.
No, I do too. But there was a very interesting one by Connor Mickle.
So Mickle's real name is Connor.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that. So Mickle, who's a genius. He's actually out of Connecticut.
Yeah, but Mickle had a whole conversation, a recent video. You might want to take a look at it. And it was all about Chainlink. And he was talking about some cryptos. He doesn't understand how their actual token is actually being used on the blockchains. That some of this, you sort of have to be careful. And I'm not saying that's a problem with Chainlink. I didn't sell any of mine, right. But I'm saying it's very interesting when you're hearing that from somebody as smart as Mickle is, and he's talking that some of these blockchains, they make money with their tokens, but their tokens are not necessarily necessary to run what they're actually doing. It was an interesting video. It came out within the last week. You might want to take a look at that from Mickle.
Good stuff. Why banks will benefit, of course, with XRP: faster settlement, happier customers, lower costs equal higher profit margins, real-time tracking, less risk and fewer disputes, unlocking liquidity equals freeing billions in tied up capital. One of the biggest things that these banks are doing, Beard Bears, let's go. Yes, let's go. One of the big things that is a nostro vostro, and the banks, when you're transferring money from one place to another, they have to hold that money that they're transferring, they have to have it in their account.
What does it stand for?
Nostro vostro.
What does it stand for?
What do you mean, what does it stand for?
What does nostro and vostro mean?
Hold on. The answer. I know
it's
the
Latin.
answer.
It's Latin.
Okay.
It's yours and mine.
Yours and mine.
I was just teasing with you. I just wanted to
put
put you a little bit on the spot.
Like no,
Linda just got through saying, I watched your podcast the other day. You guys have such a good dynamic between each other. I said, let me just let you sweat it out.
He likes to give me zingers every so often. Listen, I'm definitely newer than Mike is. I'm learning about this stuff as well as you guys are learning. I love learning together. I'm in this 3 years, okay? And I'm in this because this guy here took the time to educate me on this stuff here. And I always tell people, I know this much. There is so much to learn in this arena. Yeah. And every day I'm learning and listening, and we're doing it together. We're doing it together. And the biggest reason I say we do this podcast is for people who don't know, who haven't heard before or heard about it but didn't get involved in it, to give them a chance to understand the language that we're talking about. So you guys out there will go, okay, listen, you know what? I want to learn more about this. I don't want to be the one who missed that Bitcoin when it was offered to me for 11 cents and I didn't buy into it because I didn't believe in it. I didn't understand it. And then that person became a billionaire. I know somebody that happened to bring that Bitcoin to me. And when they asked me about it, I said, I'm not interested because I was like, that sounded kind of wild and crazy. And
what year was that?
It was about 20 years ago in that arena somewhere. Yeah.
Well, it hasn't even been around that.
I know. So
you mean at the very beginning?
Very beginning.
Wow.
He's like, listen, I'm going to put $50,000 into this. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm all right. And I remember hearing about being able to buy pizza. I remember that whole thing happening. I'm like, why am I going to go buy pizza with a coin versus just buy the pizza myself, is what I thought to myself. And I just couldn't believe that here we are today. And I reflect on that conversation and I'm like, wow, how would different my life be? But you know what? Everything happens for a reason. And that's why
it sure does.
We're here today with XRP, knowing what the future, and it's the future of this country. It's the future of how all money is being transferred. It is the train tracks before the trains were coming on the tracks. It is the pipes in the ground that are moving all the water around. It is everything. Lizard King. In 2017, I borrowed out of my 401k at 17 cents XRP. God bless you, brother.
Oh,
That's
man.
unbelievable, man. That's what I'm talking about. He took a shot, took a chance, and I'm so happy for you did that, man. Because I did that same thing, but it wasn't at 17 cents, right? Mine was 3 years ago, and I said, okay, I'm taking a shot over here, and I'm going to go and invest into something that I believe in what I'm reading about and understand the idea of it.
But I have a question. Did Lizard King answer this? Did you buy before it skyrocketed up to that $3? That's my question.
You bought it in 17.
Yeah, but that's when it jumped. It jumped up from 17 cents to $3.
So then he did buy it at the.
I'm asking if it was before and then the tanking afterwards.
Good question.
Because we were talking at the beginning of this podcast as to whether or not you hold. Because that was a perfect example. You could have bought it 17 cents,
right?
And if mentally you could have sold it at $3, and you could have bought it back at 20 cents or 30 cents again, and that's a ride.
And the biggest reason that happened was because nobody understood. It was more of a gamble than what it really meant and what it was. We got a few other people here. Ordis, thank you for reaching out. Is 25 XRP good enough? The honest answer is it'll take you longer to be wealthier with 25 XRP than it will be if you have 1,000 or 10,000 or 5, whatever it is. So the honest answer, Ordis, is congratulations being involved and being part of XRP. My recommendation to you is to continue buying it as much as you can, whatever you can. That means don't buy the extra cup of coffee every week, or don't go buy that extra sandwich you're going and doing. It's those little things you do in life that help make a change in your future, that you are now becoming disciplined on your money. It's putting money towards something that's an investment for your future. And Ryan, it's not too late. We are still way early. You just got to get in. Time in the market is better than time in the market. Oh, it's going so fast. My gosh, I apologize, guys. I apologize.
What a nice problem.
Yeah, right. I'm going back. This is going so fast. Let me try to get back to what Ryan was saying over here. Time in the market is better than timing the market. You're absolutely right. Lizard King said, miss the moonshot. So that answers your question on that. But listen, you know what, Lizard King? You're in it to win it. And Ortis is laughing over here at me. But listen, just get into it, Ortis, and continue buying and build your bag. Let's see, Radika Kal. Hello, Powerhouse. While you guys do your life, why don't you represent your Puerto Rican roots? In Puerto Rico, it's allowed. Is Puerto Rico allowed to tune in on your channel? Are you mad at Puerto Rico? We love Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico, if you're watching on YouTube, you're in. Go on YouTube, find us on YouTube, Team Powerhouse Real Estate. And the reason why it says Team Powerhouse Real Estate, because I'm a realtor full-time, 20 years in the business. Michael's a mortgage broker, over 30 years in the business. But this is our baby. It's our passion, absolutely. And Ortis is just playing you guys. Appreciate that. All right. Hello. Okay, I'm going back. Ryan, Dex, you need to get your coins on Dex versus Sex. Big difference. Sometimes you get more coins for more or less money. Got a DYOR. Do your own research. I got that one. How about that? I've been here since 2018, guys. Haven't missed a dip. Where are my guys at? Listen, keep buying the dip, but don't not buy when it's going. Keep buying in a regular, right? They say don't buy the green candle, right? Mm-hmm. Keep a little dry powder on the side. Never put all of your eggs in. Buy good chunks and keep doing it. As it goes up, it's going to come down because people sell, and then what happens is it comes down a little bit and it goes back up. Like the stock market, like anything else, like the housing market. If you bought a house, right, 20 years ago, and then you bought a house, you saw the market go up, and then in 2008 we got crushed, right? And then it came down, and then it came slowly up. It took us 10 years to get back into it, more than that. And then you have COVID, and the market goes bananas, right? And now we're in a 10-year run in the housing market. We're short in inventory, and we're begging for properties, and it's going up 10 to 20% a year on inventory, on appreciation. Ryan, appreciate you guys always. Got it, run. I'll catch you. See you again soon. Thanks for all you do. I had a real and ethereal. Listen, Ryan, thank you for being a part of the show.
Maybe hodl.
Hodl. I'm sorry, my reading skills and language skills over here. Thanks for being a part of the show. We love you guys. What a great show here tonight.
This is great. We were just getting ready to say nobody shows up on Saturday, on Fridays. Nobody shows up on Fridays, and we were like, "Hey, Fridays are not a good day. Let's close it down."
We were thinking about it. Monday is such a hot show. Monday's been for the last 20 weeks plus. Monday's been killing it. Friday, you just blew us out of the water, everybody. You guys made today's show amazing. We appreciate you so much being a part of the show. Okay. We appreciate your feedback and being involved. We'd love to have you a part of our show and talking back and forth with you because that's everything for us. This is what it's all about.
Email Dave if you want to come on the show.
Right. If you guys want to come on the show, we'd love to have you. We'd love to have a special guest over here.
If Dave can make it work through a Zoom meeting.
All right, hold on. Ryan, yes, but think with the boom about to come, the whole world is now buying, not just a little guy. Ryan is on point. He's on point because first of all, we're all the little guys.
He's drinking the same Kool-Aid we are.
It's not.
He's drinking the same Kool-Aid we are.
But hold on.
We appreciate that, Ryan.
Ryan, everybody, the world out there who's watching, okay? This is the beginning. It's the beginning. What was the beginning and what is the beginning now is different because today's beginning is different because of the president in the White House. Like or not like, this guy is all about crypto and making this country the crypto capital of the world. He's changing the world. It'll never go back ever again. And because of what's happening now, it's literally diabolic of what's happening. You getting in now is literally the beginning of the future. And you learning and listening and learning and listening is going to change your life, your family's life. Maybe you get to buy your first car. Maybe it's putting your kid through college. Maybe it's buying your first house. Or maybe it's generational wealth that it's going to be for your kids' future.
There you go. Before you get off, that's a great way to finish up the call, that last comment.
Was that Ryan? Then why isn't the price...
Richard.
Hold on.
Roland.
Hold on a second. We got a bunch of here. Ryan here. That's which one?
Why isn't the price moving accordingly?
That's a great question.
That's why I said that'd be a nice one to finish it up with.
All right. So I know we're going to get back to that question. We should get rid of SWIFT. It's an old, greedy, dirty system. Yeah. Eduardo, you're absolutely right. It's going to happen slowly. It won't just change all of a sudden.
It might. It might.
It could, but it's not going to happen boom that fast because it's a lot for
if
a
all
bank.
the banks end up coming on board right away, it very well could. But yeah,
that's going to be where things go parabolic, diabolic, and everything else. But going back to Ryan, then why isn't the price moving accordingly? Because here's what's happening. There's a lot of control happening with very, very, very strong financial people, and they're kind of manipulating the market right now because all these banks and once the spot ETF comes in, and once the banks aren't all out loud talking about it, and we see that happening on TV, the channels that everybody watches, but nobody sees anything happening, that's when it's going to be over. That's when it's going to be something where it's not going back down anymore. The dip will be a minor dip for a split second, but it's only going up. Right now, they need these huge warehouses to be able to buy it at these lower prices, right? Because they're buying millions at a clip, and that's what's happening. And then you have a whale, like say that sells off 10 million, right? And they sell it off just because they drop the price a little bit. And what is it? How much did they drop though? 20 cents? 30 cents?
All they're doing is they're scaring all the retail out. We're the retailers.
Right. They're trying to
scaring us
they're
out.
Trying to.
You know, the weak hands get scared out and then they come back in and buy them up again.
Lizard King, is this your last show? It's literally the meme picturing the miner. The meme picturing the miner that stops digging. You know, Michael has been talking about this that's great. I love that. He's been talking about it's a running joke with us. It's not our last show. It's just the beginning.
I say it every show usually. I just didn't do it this one till the middle of the show.
Right. He's like, this is our last show. We're not going to be doing this anymore. You guys, honestly, we love this. This is fun for us. We're enjoying it. It's our passion. Now, that being said, our wives are wondering where we are because typically our shows we do about 30 minutes. Because we're in my because we try to do about 30 minutes because once it gets too long, people kind of get bored of it or it's not interesting enough. Are these coordinated moves by the whales, Roland? Yeah, I think so. I definitely think so. But there's going to get to a point where the whales aren't the whales anymore because the whales are going to be the banks and the stock and ETFs are going to be the whales because trillions of dollars are going to dump in.
And it might become a fixed price.
It's
I mean, we weren't. This XRP was never meant for retail. So David Schwartz talks about that all the time. So it was never meant for us. So it's great that we have it. We can be wealthy off of it, but they might have a fixed price that it's automatically going to be $1,000 or $5,000 or $10,000 for every XRP.
in the world, going back to Roland's question, there is a group of people, or not a group, but groups of people that are in a net wealth place that can do things very, very controlling, whether it's political arena, whether it's TV, music, all these industries that people have so much money that they try to control our lives financially and everything else, psychologically. And this is where the brain and the heart start working together. And you and me out there talking about this and learning and not letting us be manipulated by things, because it's all going to change, and it's going to change in such a beautiful way for all of us as long as you continue getting into it. And we got Michael over here. I'm really hoping that XRP gets to work with or take over Swift. But what's the deal with Chainlink already working with Swift? Listen,
we'll do some research.
We're going to do some research. That's a great question. Definitely want to appreciate you asking that question. We're going to do some research on Chainlink. I never want to say something I don't know the answer to, Tim or Michael, because then we become worthless information. We're not people here to polarize something or make believe in it for a reason. We want to give real information that we can actually have concrete, able to talk about. So thank you for asking. The Cabal, love it. The Cabal.
What was that above it, by the way? Just so you don't leave.
That's it. I just mentioned.
Brett.
Oh, Brett. I'm sorry. Banks want to make their 3 to 5% off every day. People, let us set you up with crypto. That's right, Brett. Thank you for that. It's a good point. Things are moving so fast over here. I'm trying to catch up, and I apologize. Thank you all for being part of this show. You guys made this show. It's the intro to crypto, and it's the intro to crypto.
You got Dave off his notes.
Right?
I'm really appreciative of that, guys.
This is the intro to crypto because we want to make sure that you out there who don't know, who don't understand, and everybody out there who does, or just getting into it, this is what it's all about. Learning together. We are stronger together, mind and body. All right? Have a wonderful weekend. Happy Friday. Shabbat Shalom out there to everybody who celebrates Shabbat. Thank you so much again for being part of our show, and we will see you Monday, somewhere in the ballpark between 4:30 and 5:30. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.